Hey guys, so today I have a book review for you, and it will be the buddy read review of Splintered by A.G. Howard. So I will leave a link to Ryan from Ryan Reads Books channel and Lee from Books Know Best, because we read this book together, and so we're all putting up our reviews at the same time. Last year, blimey. Last month we read The Rain together, and while we didn't all necessarily love the book, we really enjoyed reading the book together and discussing it. So we decided we'd do it again this month. We thought, because it's Halloween, let's choose sort of maybe a paranormal, maybe a little bit dark of a read so we can fit it to Halloween. So that's what we did, and it took us quite a long while to decide what to read. In the end we chose Splintered, and I'll read you the back. It's not too long, but I'll read it. Alyssa Gardner hears the thoughts of plants and animals. She hides her delusions for now, but she knows her fate. She will end up like her mother, in an institution. Madness has run in her family ever since her great-great-great-grandmother, Alice Liddell, told Lewis Carroll her strange dreams, inspiring his classic, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. But perhaps she's not mad, and perhaps Carroll's stories aren't as whimsical as they first seem. To break the curse of insanity, Alyssa must go down the rabbit hole and right the wrongs of Wonderland, a place full of strange beings with dark agendas. Alyssa brings her real-world crush, the protective Jeb, with her. But once her journey begins, she's torn between his solidity and the enchanting, dangerous magic of Morpheus, her guide to Wonderland. But no one in Wonderland is who they seem to be, not even Alyssa herself. So, I've had this one on my shelf for quite a while, so I was quite glad that we chose this one. The cover to this is beautiful. It's got an awful glare, so excuse that. But it's really, really beautiful. And I was intrigued with this one. And I love the cover to it, and even more so when I started reading. I love that the text inside is actually purple. The ink is purple. I don't know how well you'll see. So I really, really liked that. When I started this book, I wasn't immediately drawn in. I felt it was very, if not slow to get going, then very choppy. It didn't feel like things flowed very well from scene to scene, place to place. I normally mock Ryan for his love of short chapters, but I do feel like the chapters in this were overlong, particularly in the beginning. They were very drawn out. I didn't feel like a lot of things just fit where they were. It's hard to explain, but I just didn't feel it was seamless. It was a long time for Alyssa to get into Wonderland. Once she got into Wonderland, things definitely picked up. I really enjoyed that this book is kind of both a retelling of Alice in Wonderland and a sequel. It serves both purposes, which I found really, really interesting. I love that it tells you that what we know of Alice in Wonderland, while sort of based in fact, not everything that happened was the way it happened, and also that it is a sequel, so that's both strange and great. Alyssa was interesting in that I didn't always find myself rooting for her. I kind of found her a little bit of an irritant at times. She just seemed a little young and immature. One minute she's saying that she can't stand someone, and then the next she's crying over them. I didn't quite get her mentality. She has a crush on her best friend, Jeb, and he ends up in Wonderland with her. But I didn't find their romance believable. I didn't find myself rooting for their romance. He basically treats her like a sister, but he supposedly has these romantic feelings for her as well. I don't think that shone through. It just wasn't very believable. The character of Morpheus, I think he provided some much needed mystery. As soon as you meet him, you're like, are we supposed to like this guy? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? And at the end of the book, I still can't make up my mind what his true motivations are. He was a really interesting... At times I was like, oh my god, I really can't stand this guy. And then at other points I was like, he's the best character in the book. So I quite liked that. At points it was frustrating, but now looking back on it, I think he needed to be that way for this book. I can't make up my mind with this book. I was saying this to Ryan and Lee because I finished it first. 1 minute I was sort of enjoying the atmosphere in Wonderland, and the next minute I was just like, not confused, but I didn't see sort of where it was going. I'm interested to see what will happen in the sequel, because I feel this book could have been actually quite nicely wrapped up in one book. So I don't know where it's going to go from there, but I would definitely consider continuing on with the series. So yeah, it wasn't a book that I started and I couldn't put it down and I was just in love with everything. But it was an enjoyable read, and I did like the fact that we sort of see what really happened in Wonderland when Alice was there, and how Wonderland really is. So I did enjoy that, but I didn't find myself rooting for Alyssa and Jeb. I didn't feel that worked very well, and she kind of got on my nerves a little bit, not to the extent that Ruby did in The Rain last month. She was nowhere near that irritating, but I just didn't find myself rooting for her all of that much. But it was still an enjoyable read. I think I'm torn between ratings, but I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. But I would consider picking up Unhinged. I do actually have an advanced copy of it on my shelf here. I love the cover of this is Morpheus on the cover, and I love the cover to this one, even more so than this one. So that's sort of my review on Splintered. It was kind of hard for me to formulate my thoughts on this book, because I didn't love it and I didn't hate it, but I can't pinpoint why, if you know what I mean. There wasn't one specific standout reason as to why I didn't love it. I just don't think I was wowed by it, and I wanted to be wowed by it because Wonderland is such an intriguing and crazy and wacky place. I wanted it to be like blow me away, and it didn't do that, but I didn't hate it either. So that's my review of Splintered. Like I say, I'll leave links to Ryan and Lee's reviews down below. Definitely go check them out. If you have read Splintered, because I know it's been out a little while now. How long is it? A couple of years? Let's see. Trying to find when this was published. Oops, I keep dropping books today. It's not good. I'm sure it's a couple of years since this is out. No, it came out in 2013. So, yeah, if you've read it, let me know if you loved it and why, and if you didn't also, because I'd like to know what other people thought of this book. So, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys soon. Happy reading.